Alright, so guys, we do have a bunch of news. And actually, this is very important news for today. We do have a lot of stuff from Viprin himself, which is a beta tester right now and also has direct contact with RobTop. So let's just jump straight into the news. And you can also analyze some of the stuff that Viprin has said, because some of it can potentially lead to a possible information on whether the update is going to be delayed to December or not. So Viprin was yesterday here, and I'm assuming RobTop is not able to come to chat with us because usually it takes a long of time for him to chat with us. Like I said, he sometimes stays for like an hour or two. So that time could be used to focus on the update rather than, chatting with us, which I think is a very valid reason to send rather Viprin to send us a bunch of news. I don't think if he was sent specifically from RobTop, but that would be something that I could imagine. Okay, so the first question was asked by this guy. Some of this stuff is a little bit unimportant, but we do have one very important message. So the first one is that Viprin sometimes in his videos puts the version on which the level was made, even though he has the 2.2 beta, and also records videos on the 2.2 beta. Here we have the first message that is actually 2.2 related. Somebody asked something and he said 2.2 levels take ages to make. This is something that I initially did not expect because I thought with the new systems that we were going to get, like the auto build and also the remapping system, it's going to be easier to make levels. But apparently it's really, really difficult and it does take a lot of time, which is why I can understand why RobTop is taking his time and, trying his best to make the level dash look as polished as possible. I'm assuming here he's referring to the normal levels and not the platformer levels, because the platformer levels seem like they are easy to make. However, the normal ones, due to the bugs you're gonna have with like going reverse and going on walls and stuff like that, that could be a little bit annoying. When it comes to like playing the music, for example, you gotta like switch the line upwards and stuff like that. That could be a little bit tricky to work with, but hopefully it's as good as it can be. And he said that mobile players are going to have a lot of fun in platformer mode, which is a cool thing to know. And also, this is one of the reasons why I've been saying that you should save your account. Viprin has come and said that if you didn't save your account and you lost your progress, you cannot anymore bring it back. So it's best for you guys to wait and save your files and hope for the best that it works. Because yesterday it didn't work, as you guys saw. Yep, it didn't work. If it didn't work for you as well, you just go to the saved files. You see I have 1,000 downloaded levels. You simply click on this guy, delete, and now I have only 32 left, which are the hardest ones, the favorite ones. And also here I have a lot, but let's see if it's gonna work with that. Save. 3, 2, 1. Alright, it didn't work. I gotta delete more stuff. Probably you guys should delete some of these guys and also delete all of your songs. You go to your settings and then you go to saved and then you click this button in here and click on delete, which I'm not gonna do right now, probably after the video, but this is very important to do before 2.2. And I'm assuming he has beaten the tower, which is the thing where RobTop's levels are gonna be, the 4 platformer levels. It's gonna be a small challenge for most people. This is interesting news as well. And playing platformer mode is gonna feel a little bit different once you are used to the normal geometry dash, which is also understandable, but it's kind of fun to like completely change the mechanics of the game. For example, we're gonna have to completely learn something from the beginning, which is very, very cool. And he said that platformer mode is more fun than he has expected, which is also great news. And RobTop has made some really cool levels. That's as I expected. Nothing too new. And this message kind of blew my mind. I'm not gonna lie, I've read this already. He said that how much of the initial 2.2 content have we seen so far? And he said in the editor, you have probably seen 20%. Like, bro, imagine we've been talking about the 80 new triggers in the trailer. We've seen so much stuff about the song trigger, the new SFX trigger. We've also seen a lot about the shaders. We've also seen all the area triggers. We've also messed around with all of these. You'll have tons of videos from RobTop testing features in the editor, and all of that is only 20% of the editor, bro. What is in there, bro? I really want to know. There's 80% left for us to explore. That's just mind-blowing to me. I can't believe it. And Geometry Dash is obviously becoming closer to a game engine, and he said that there are 130 new triggers. Initially, I calculated it from RobTop's videos where he showcased the new bug that he has encountered, and we have calculated about 108. but apparently there are a little more than that. Maybe he wasn't sure here, so yeah. And here I asked something about the progress, and he said he's not going to answer anything about the progress or release. So this could mean either way. Either they are keeping it secret and they are almost finished with the update and they want to have it like a sort of surprise that RobTop is silent, that it's very close, and then all of a sudden it does release in November. However, this is not 100% confirmation, but we're going to have to see. Okay, he said that RobTop is going to handle that. Yes, indeed. I do think that he's going to come before releasing the update. Like he said himself. I think he's going to come in November for sure. If he doesn't, it's kind of weird, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, it would be important to let us know if it's going to be delayed or not. And if he has any progress information, that would be also kind of cool. However, I can imagine that the people are like exploding when RobTop comes. Like, I think the Discord is going to die because Viprin was here and it was already really dead from how many people were chatting. And RobTop is grinding as we expected, and the chicken is now overcooked. I don't know why. The story apparently continues like a lot. We can see here the dungeon guy. This has a lot to do with the story, which I'm really excited about as well. And Viprin has been doing cool. And the moons will be reset for all the beta testers. Okay, this is where the juicy stuff comes in. How are the beta testers and RobTop handling the situation? Are you happy with the game that we'll achieve in 2.2 or will this... Okay. He said, yes, it's going to be very fun, even though, you know, they're having a lot of new beta updates. But he said that the beta has been very successful. This is great news because initially I thought we're going to have a broken 2.2 where, you know, every time you click a button, something weird happens or like a very strange bugs that can appear out of nowhere. But apparently RobTop decided to rather give it to a bunch of beta testers. Like, these beta testers have been testing this game for about 2 months, 2.5 months maybe. And it's just crazy to me that RobTop actually went to take this step of giving the people the beta, because I think it's very important for such big updates that it's tested correctly. As you saw, like, if we take on a look at the beta updates, we can see that throughout all of these 2.5 months, he has been updating the beta quite frequently, which goes to show that without the beta, 2.2 would have been pretty broken. And I'm really, really glad that every time this beta branch gets updated, I have like this feeling of 2.2 just got like 10 times better because RobTop has fixed up the new bugs that the beta testers have found, and now it's better. And now we have 16 hours ago a new beta update. This is the latest one that happened, and I have a lot of thoughts that I want to share into this as well. But let me just continue with what Viprin has said. But this message specifically gives me a lot of hope that the update is very, very close, because if he says that it's very successful, that's great news. I'm honestly not gonna lie. And a lot of big bugs found and also fixed. Amazing. But 2.2 is so big, you will probably find more. This is expected, of course, but you know, the major bugs are the ones that are really necessary to be fixed. Hopefully RobTop can bug. Yeah, he said he's gonna make a lot of updates after 2.2, like very quick ones, where he fixes the things that we found, which is a very cool decision as well. Are you allowed to share any of the bugs the beta has encountered? And he said, there was a bug. Okay, this is kind of strange. There was a bug when you open a profile of somebody from the lists section, your game just crashes. This is something that kind of reminds me of Rub Rub. You know, the game being broken, like some very weird and unexplainable stuff that the beta testers have actually found, which is actually very good news. Like I said, in today's session, we pretty much have, like in the last week of November, we have no bad news. Isn't this just amazing? And he said that the best thing we can do is just play Dash once 2.2 gets released. And there are new gauntlets in 2.2 as well. And he said that 2.2 is twice as big as 2.1 in the size of the files, which is just mind-blowing. I mean, we have individual icon images for every single icon, and that takes a lot. And there are also a lot of new sprite sheets and also a lot of new content, so that takes on a lot of it's actually quite crazy knowing that it's twice as big as the thing right now. It's just crazy to me. And 2.2 is going to be like a Geometry Dash 2 basically, which is great news. And he said that 2.2 will make the game on iOS Apple become a 64 game. instead of 32, which he said, yes, it is going to be. And his favorite trigger or the most fun one was the SFX trigger, which is also very relatable. And he said that GD 2.2 is way more optimized than 2.1, which is, I'm so happy about that. Like, I can't play so many extreme demons that have a lot of high object count because the game just crashes. The game instantly just crashes. I don't know why. I hope that's fixed in 2.2. And the game might crash in 2.2. Okay, that's not cool news. And he said that he likes 2.2 10 out of 10, which is brilliant news. I believe we're actually going to get the update. Like, this is genuinely something that is so insane to me to think about. We are, after these 7 years of waiting, it comes down to the final week, my dudes. And stars has a secret amount of stars for now. We're going to have to see. Do you think it will lag on phones? And he said, yes, I mean, it's going to be the same pretty much. And the 2.2 beta has been epic so far. This is so good news, bro. And he's going to announce whether 2.2 is revolutionary on his account. We're going to have to see that. But the answer is pretty much clear at this point. And there are going to be a lot of bugs reported after 2.2. And he said he confirmed that the creator leaderboard thing is, everyone is at the 50th place. As you guys can see here, I'm at place 54 for some reason. And he said that this is just a bug. And he is alive, but we're not sure if he is well, about to Roptop. But I really hope he is, because if not, that would be not very cool. And 2.2 is perhaps legendary as well. And this is also very good news. How often do you encounter a bug when playing 2.2? And he said very rarely. This is very great news. However, this does not say that 2.2 is not going to have any bugs. I do think it's going to have a bunch of bugs that are going to be undiscovered by these beta testers. But it's fine, because 2.2 is huge. And yeah, I mean, we are also a part of this community, so it would be kind of cool that we participate in finding bugs and stuff like that. I wouldn't really be that upset if 2.2 had a bunch of bugs, but mainly not big ones, because that would be not very cool. And he said that the update is 100% worth the wait of 6 years, which is also very nice news. And he also says that I do not have the beta. As you guys see, this is all fake. I told you guys this is all made by myself. I think only a few people have the beta, which I think is also pretty cool. But I personally do not have it. Wait, what? He never tasted coffee, okay. And Roptop only sleeps a few hours is also some that I have predicted before. And that's not very cool. But I hope he gets some sleep. It's gonna be such a nightmare, bro. And he said that the people are not going to be unhappy with the update. I've read so much stuff from Viperin as a 2.2 beta tester, and I have not seen any bad news about the update so far. So this is very good stuff. Can you release 2.2 real quick? Okay, and so far things have just been repeating themselves. Nothing really that new. I'm trying to just pick out the very juicy ones. And so far he's been just answering a bunch of questions like you work out, favorite food, pizza or sushi and stuff like that. So nothing really that interesting. And the trailer took about 2 weeks to create, which is also fine. I think 2 weeks is a very nice time for that. And that 2.2 is super duper different from the GDPS that we know of, the 2.2 GDPS, which is also great news. I'm really excited for that as well. Yeah, and I think that's it for what Viperin has said. However, we do have a bunch of thoughts that I collected from a bunch of people regarding what this last beta branch update could mean. However, I want to share my thoughts first, and then we can head on over to what other people have said about that. It was updated yesterday at 1 AM, and this is the first time it gets updated in like 10 days. So in my conclusion, what I would conclude from that is that these beta testers have been testing GD 2.2 for about 10 days, and they have not found anything spectacular or like a very huge bug. And Roptop waited for them to collect all of these smaller bugs until he waits like a week before 2.2, and then fixes all of these bugs and publishes a new beta branch to all of these beta testers to see if everything is working correctly. And I do think that having multiple beta testers speeds up the process of getting the update finished, because otherwise Roptop would have to test everything on his own. This way, you know, many people are working on the same thing. This is very good as well. So in the last week of November, I think the last 7 days actually, almost 6 in a bit, but I think 2.2 beta is going to be updated more and more frequently now. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw another beta update in a few hours as well. And that is basically a very nice information that the update is going really, really well, because At the final phase, developers would usually update their games a lot because there are just so few bugs. And they don't have to wait a long time for the beta testers to collect all of the bugs. They can basically just fix one after the other because there are so few. And yeah, from that I would conclude that 2.2 is indeed going to come out in November. But yeah, let's see what other people have to say about that. And this guy, for example, speculated that RobTop has finished making Dash or is almost finished and has updated the beta branch to include the level Dash. So the playtesters, the beta testers could playtest this level, which makes a lot of sense to me because recently RobTop has been finishing Dash. And it's clear that RobTop most likely had to rush Dash. So it's very likely that his secret ways, skips and swag routes that RobTop hasn't found and is waiting for the beta testers to find, which also makes a lot of sense to me. This guy said that he was wrong when he thought that the last beta was the final one, but he said that RobTop is now basically finished with everything and has already published the files to Google Play. However, this is very unlikely. I don't think if RobTop is finished with 2.2 before he even uploads the files, I think he's gonna let us know about progress or something. But I do think I have said this earlier. Once like the release date was in October, I said he's gonna use his full time. He's gonna use all the days and release it on the last possible day to use every single moment he can to fix as many bugs as there are, because 2.2 is huge and there are a lot of bugs that needs to be fixed. And I think this is going to be the same thing with November. I think he's going to wait till the last minute to fix as many bugs as he can, basically work on the update as much as possible, because the release date right now is November, so he does still have a whole week, which makes a lot of sense in this case. 2.2 is super duper huge. And many people say maybe December delay, but I think this is very unlikely due to what we have said, what we have read about what Viprin has said. And this guy also said that this is basically just like I said, this is the final version before the beta. However, I do think he's gonna update it a little more to like basically just find the final few bugs basically. And many other people think that it's because of Dash, which also makes a lot of sense. But yeah, I do think that we are gonna have 2.2 very, very soon, and I'm just so excited about that. Let me know what you guys would conclude about that last 2.2 beta update branch. And yeah, let me know that in the comment section. I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure to slap that like, subscribe, and also I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.